This is M79 SBS to YorkVille East End Avenue. This stop is West 79th Street and Riverside Drive. Next stop, West 79th Street and Broadway. Transfers available to 1 trains and M104. This stop is West 79th Street and Broadway. Next stop, Amsterdam Avenue and West 79th Street. Transfers available to M7 and M11. This stop is Amsterdam Avenue and West 79th Street. Next stop, West 81st Street and Columbus Avenue. Transfers available to M7 and M11. This stop is West 81st Street and Columbus Avenue. Next stop, West 81st Street and Central Park West. Transfers available to BNC trains. M10 and BXM2. This stop is West 81st Street and Central Park West. Next stop, East 79th Street and Transverse Road Central Park West. This stop is East 79th Street and Transverse Road Central Park West. Next stop, East 79th Street and 5th Avenue. Transfers available to M2 Limited. This stop is East 79th Street and 5th Avenue. Next stop, East 79th Street and Madison Avenue. Transfers available to M1, M1 Limited, M2 Limited, M3, M4, M4 Limited, BXM2, BXM3 and BXM4. This stop is East 79th Street and Madison Avenue. Next stop, East 79th Street and Lexington Avenue. Transfers available to 6 trains. M98 Limited, M101 Limited, M102, M103 and BXM1. This stop is East 79th Street and Lexington Avenue. Next stop, East 79th Street and 3rd Avenue. Transfers available to M98 Limited, M101 Limited, M102, M103 and BXM1. This stop is East 79th Street and 3rd Avenue. Next stop, East 79th Street and 2nd Avenue. Transfers available to M15 and M15 SBS. This stop is East 79th Street and 2nd Avenue. Next stop, East 79th Street and 1st Avenue. Transfers available to M15 and M15 SBS. This stop is East 79th Street and 1st Avenue. Next stop, York Avenue and East 79th Street. Transfers available to M31. This stop is York Avenue and East 79th Street. Next stop, East 80th Street and East End Avenue. This stop is East 80th Street and East End Avenue. This is M79 SBS to YorkVille East End Avenue.